Guess who's back with another episode in full effect? And no, you're not dreaming. This is VladBrad. Exactly. So, I've been a little sick, kind of sick. Getting over a cold, kind of. I don't know if y'all can kind of tell about my voice a little bit, but yeah, I'm getting over that and I'm feeling a little bit better. Slowly progressing with my healing process. Feels good to be back though. I've been meaning to make this episode for a while. This is a real talk with VladBrad episode, and no, you're not dreaming. This is actually happening. This is actually happening in real life. But before I say anything else, I want to say shout out to King Cannabis for sponsoring this, and I'm gonna say this, and this is what I always forget to say in all my podcasts, but I'm gonna say it now. You're tuning in to the most lit, the most insane, the most raw, uncut, the most berserk, the most bananas podcast that you can ever. The most entertaining podcast you can ever listen to, straight up, straight like that, hands down, bottom line. It's not one of them celebrity podcasts, them lame, boring celebrity podcasts that you always listen to and hear, just as they have some notoriety. They think I'm gonna make a podcast, and they make podcasts, and they're so boring, and it's so like, oh, it's so trash. So no, it's not one of them podcasts. This is a real, raw, uncut, entertaining podcast in the world, and only brought to you by KBLP LLC. So I'm going to tell you about the subject matter I'm about to get into. First, I'm going to talk about trending topic. A couple of trending topics really fast I want to share with you guys that I'm going to give my thoughts about, give my input about. And I'm going to give you my serious opinion mixed with some facts. First, I'm going to talk about the Jay-Z deal he took with the NFL. That's the first trending topic. Second trending topic I'm going to be talking about is Katy Perry, who she sexually harassed a video guy. Yes, Josh Klaus. I'm going to be talking about that. Those are going to be only two trending topics I'm going to be talking about. Also, I'm going to be talking about some actual social issues, I'm going to talk about restaurants, slow service while the place is empty. Definitely going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about you fake ballers in the hood driving big cars in the urban communities. For those who don't know, the hood is urban communities. We'll be talking about that. I'll be talking about online gaming. I'm also going to talk about online gaming. That's everything I'm going to talk about pretty much. Yeah. So, what do I usually say? I say something. There's something that I say. What is it that I say usually? I remember. I say this. KB, wait, VladBrad, hold on, Zach Morris, this is Jay-Z. I can explain before you get on me. You're gonna talk all kind of craziness about me. Shit, Hove. I can explain. No, like Jay. Just hush, bro. I'm gonna get to you in a second. I got a lot that I'm gonna say to you. I got everything. Bro, be quiet. Yes, I'm gonna get to you. But let me say what I usually say. Okay, here it goes. KBLP LLC, thank you all for walking with me in the world of VladBrad.
This is gonna feel real good, alright? Most dope. Everybody please put a thumb in the air. Hey.
1, 2, 3, 4. Some crazy ass kids coming knock up on your door, so let 'em in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Some crazy ass kids coming knock up on your door, so let 'em in.
I feel like $1,000,000, but my money don't really feel like I do. And from the ground I build my own damn buzz.
Okay, back in full effect with this podcast. Definitely I'm glad you guys tuned in with me. I'm glad that you guys here listening to me. Yeah. Super lit, super insane, super duper turned up, if you will, podcast. Everything I'm going to talk about. I mean, I'm looking forward to this. It's been a minute. It's been like a couple weeks, I believe it was, but I'm back. Yeah. So let me get to a few things. With my podcast. Yeah, so here we go. Okay, I'm just gonna get right into this. Let's talk about this Jay-Z situation. Talk about Jay-Z and his NFL deal. So apparently, right, Jay-Z took a deal in the NFL to oversee entertainment and social justice issues. Like that was basically the deal he took. He took a deal to oversee entertainment, and he's supposed to be an activist for social justice in the NFL. That's the deal that he took. However, right. But when he took that deal, right now, my personal opinion, I believe he completely sold out. Like, I mean, bro, you completely just sold. You sold your soul a long time ago and everything else. I mean, everything that all the bashes you took at God or whatever. I mean, from who you feel is God and your songs and everything else. I mean, bro, and then, Nas, he ethered you. Now, if you think Nas ethered you, I'm about to really ether you. If you think if you think what Nas did to you was ether, you haven't seen nothing yet until what VladBrad's gonna do to you. Really. Because you took bro, you know how hard it is for black people anyway? And then the thing, I mean, in general, when it comes to them sports and everything else, I mean, don't get me even started with the college basketball and everything. Don't even get me started with them. I was going to talk about that too, but I'm probably going to do it on my next podcast. I'm going to talk about this first because we're talking about Jay-Z in the NFL. We're talking about him first. Here's the thing, right? Okay, Colin Kaepernick. For those who aren't familiar with the situation, Colin Kaepernick, some odd years ago, he kneeled because he was doing for, police brutality against, black people or African Americans for that matter. So he kneeled. And, when he did that kneel, he was making a bold, insane statement. And, it's like freedom of speech. I mean, one of the America's constitutions or something like it's freedom of speech. And that speech, that's actually, his actions spoke louder than his words when he did that kneel. I mean, that kneel he did. And first, I'm going to tell you about what I thought about Colin Kaepernick at the time. Some odd time ago, I used to didn't like Colin Kaepernick. At one point, I used to did not like him back, some odd years ago when he played for the San Francisco 49ers because some odd years ago, my son mom, she's a 49ers fan. And she's a 49er. No, excuse me. Let me recant that statement. She's a 49er stan. She's a 49er stan, what you call a 49ers fiend. She's a fiend, 49ers fiend. Because, when she was talking about 49ers and she was talking about, San Francisco's going to win they're going to win the Super Bowl back in the day. And I said, oh yeah, okay, well that's cool. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't like the thing about me, I'm just neutral, honestly. I mean, I'm a football fan. I have the teams that I like. However, I'm not a hater. I don't get salty now and I don't debate. I don't go into like super duper, arguments over the football. Like I don't do that. You know what I mean? So when she was saying that, Colin Kaepernick, he's the best quarterback in the world and they're going to win and everything else. And I said, oh, is that right? Okay, cool. Like, good luck. I wish him the best. You know what I mean? I was kind of like optimistic about it and really, so she kind of picked a fight with me. She picked a fight talking about, oh, you're just mad. You're just mad because your team's not going. I said, whoa, hold on, pump your brakes. Like, honestly, it's God as my witness. I didn't say anything bad about that team. I was wishing them the best, but she was just so salty and just like, it just flipped it somehow. And that's the God honest truth. Like I never said anything bad about the 49ers or Colin Kaepernick at the time, but what made me stop liking it was because what she did and what she was saying, you'd never be as good as Colin Kaepernick. I said, oh really? You know what I mean? And the thing about it was this, like this is stuff that I didn't know about her. I'm not talking about my son mom. She's not the focal point of this, but I'm just saying why I didn't like Colin Kaepernick. That's why I didn't like him because she was nut hugging him so hard at the time. And I said, I don't like this dude, man. And that was kind of a cataclysmic point of her and me, not being together because of it. I mean, she wants to be back with me now, but no, I mean, it was a bunch of stuff, but that was like probably the icing on the cake. And I said, you know what? I'm good. I mean, you're a super stan, a super fiend. When I didn't say nothing bad about your football team, like you go get some mental help, go get counseling. I wish I knew this about you before you hit this really well. This stan behavior, this illiterate juvenile behavior that you had, you hit it very well. You did do that. Anyway, so that's why I didn't like him. But when he took this stand, when he kneeled, I had a whole nother respect for him. Like I completely obliterated my thoughts about what I had about him in the past, and I started to respect and like him after that. Because here's the thing, right? Most people, they have this me effect. Not all, but most people have. Oh, I got correction. Most black people have. I got to get mine effect. Oh, it's about me and mines. I got to get mines. It's me and mines. Or I'm staying out the way. I'm gonna get mines. Like, especially when it comes to this police brutality. And if something happened, like, let's say if a black dude gets killed or if a black dude gets beat up by the police or something like that, you have other black people, for the most part, they, I'm out the way, man. The reason it don't happen to me because I'm out the way. I don't ever bother police. I don't ever bother. I don't do anything like that. I'll stay out the way, man. That could have been you. You know what I mean? Just like it was that random dude, it could have been you. You see what I mean? So, I think what Colin Kaepernick did was a very noble thing. He was very noble and very brave for what he did. Unfortunately, he paid the ultimate cost and lost his job because of it. You see what I mean? He hasn't been a quarterback in the NFL, and he's an awesome quarterback. This dude can run and pass, and he's built. You see what I mean? Like you rarely get them quarterbacks that can run and pass. Like, it's very rare, but he was one of the rare ones. You see what I mean? He was a Pro Bowler, and he took his team to the playoffs. How are you not gonna get this man a job? You see what I mean? This the thing. Excuse me. So what he did, he basically sacrificed his career for what he believed in. This man sacrificed his career for what he believed in. And Colin Kaepernick, you have my full, utmost respect, bro, without a doubt. Other players kneel with him. Other players kneel and everything else. But the fact that he started it, them other players got to keep their jobs. Colin Kaepernick, based on the fact that he started the whole kneeling process, he didn't get to keep his job. So, and let's talk about this clown Jay-Z. Let's talk about him. He was a friend of Colin Kaepernick's. They were friends. They would talk and everything else every so often on the phone. And in the beginning, he supported Colin Kaepernick's movement. He supported the whole movement with Colin Kaepernick for a long time. He supported it. Let me see. Jay-Z told performers not to perform. He told musicians and, other artists and everything else not to perform at the NFL. He told them not to perform there back when all this was going on, when this was happening. So at one point I thought Jay-Z was a stand-up dude. I mean, the thing is, regardless how I feel, right? Here, and it's a straight me being honest. I told you guys how I felt about what's that dude? The dude that looked like a rat in the face, and he calls himself a pretty boy, but really he looked like a rat or some type of. He looked like some type of anteater. He looked like a bug in the face, like some kind of ugly looking beetle in the face. What's that dude name? ASAP Rocky, right? So anyway, we're not talking about ASAP Rocky, but the reason I'm bringing him up really quick is because as much as I can't stand that dude, his music is trash too. Like ASAP Rocky music is absolute trash. It's absolute garbage. You see what I mean? So anyway, now Jay-Z, regardless, like, even though I can't stand Jay-Z anymore because of what he did, I think he sold out. And the fact that he sold out and the fact that he did what he did, regardless of that fact, he still makes some good music. You see what I mean? Like, I'm being just straight honest. Like, if Jay-Z made good music, if A$AP Rocky made good music, I say he made good music, but he don't make good music. His music is absolute trash. You see what I mean? It's whack. Like, his music is boring, and like he fall asleep on it, and his lyrics is not good, and his beats is trash, and he just whack, man. But Jay-Z, on the other hand, does have good music. See, regardless how I feel about this dude, and I'm about to ether this dude, trust me, but regardless of the fact, you can't take away the fact the man does have good music. You see what I mean? And that's just what it is. However, back to what I was saying. He told other performers not to perform at the Super Bowl. And, at one point, and, not only that, wow. Oh, not only that, right? Not only that, just last year, for those, Jermaine Dupri, for those you're not familiar with Jermaine Dupri, he was he's the CEO of the owner of Social Def Records. It's like a rap record company. And the Brat, who else? Criss Cross back in the day. Who else? Little Bow Wow, and a few other artists that was under his leadership and everything else. JD, Jermaine Dupri. Basically, he's a rap mogul, and he's somebody that's who's instrumental he's somebody who's instrumental in rap music, in hip hop for that matter. So reason I'm bringing up Jermaine Dupri is because just last year, Jermaine Dupri was offered that exact same deal that Jay-Z have. Jermaine Dupri would be the first person to get the deal. You think, oh, dude, why did he take the deal? How come Jay-Z got it? Why didn't he take it? For one thing, guess what? Jay-Z told Jermaine Dupri not to take the deal. He told him not to take that rap deal. He told him not to take the NFL deal. Just last year, he told him not to take it. And what does he do? He going to take it the next year, the following year. Wow, man. So he takes the following year, whatever, which is this year. So let's say we're in 2019, right? And this year's going by really fast. And notice how that's fast as year's flying by. It's crazy. It's flying by real crazy, man. I mean, for real. Anyway, so let's 2018. 2018, Jermaine Dupri was offered the deal. And then Jay-Z, Jermaine, don't take the deal. You know, they fouled. They did boy Colin. They feel foul how they did him. Shit, just don't take the deal. And he didn't take the deal. And then Jay-Z going to take the deal the next year, which is this year. Bro, man, that was so scumbaggish. That was scumbaggish. That was underhanded dirt baggery is what that was. Absolute dirt baggery. And to even add more insult to injury, this dude, Jay-Z, told in his press conference that he said that he believed that everybody moved past kneeling. He said, he said that they moved past kneeling. Like, here's the thing, Jay-Z. Here's an eye opener. Here's an eye opener for you, bro. People never, and not just black people, but people in general, never move past kneeling. When it's some type of injustice like that. When that kind of injustice happens, it's never move past kneeling, bro. And that's just what it is. Here's another thing what it is, JC. I can't believe I'm saying this about you. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but it has to be said. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but it has to be said. But here it goes, Jay-Z. Here it goes, right? You're an underhanded scumbag weasel. You're a slimy snake. You're a conniving worm is what you are. You're lord and scum. You're absolute scum bucket completely for taking that deal is what you are. And this is me saying this. This is me saying this, right? And this is me being unbiased because, I mean, you have to be unbiased when you in these kind of situations. I mean, and again, Jay-Z makes some good music. He made some awesome music in his time. And him and Beyonce both make, pretty awesome music. I mean, that's just what it is, right? But here's the thing. Where's Solange at? Solange, you need to kick some more sense into this dude. Doing a karate chop. Solange, attack! You know what I mean? Like, for real. Yeah, so, I mean, I just think, it's just, and you know what? And again, he's overseeing entertainment and social justice, right? That's basically what he said. That's what it's for. But he's doing it for his pockets. Basically, Jay-Z will make a dump load of money from this, as if you don't have enough money, right? As if you haven't made enough money. Wow. So you know who Jay-Z? If that go to show, Jay-Z don't care about black people. Jay-Z care about Jay-Z. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, bro, I don't care. I mean, me personally, I'll never sell myself short. I would never sell myself short for. I don't care how much money you offer me. I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? Money's not worth your manhood. If you're a real man, money's not worth your manhood. Straight like that. You see what I mean? I would never give up my manhood for money. I would never do that. And Jay-Z, that's what's basically what you're doing. You're giving up your manhood for money is what you're doing. But here's one thing, right? Everything I just said about you, I'll be willing to take it all back. Because I'm going to tell you why I say I'll be willing to take it back. Because for to understand, Jay-Z is investing to be part owner of an NFL team. That's essentially that's what he's in the deals of trying to make or trying to do or whatever. Here, you know what, JC, I'm gonna throw this out there to you. I'm gonna throw this out there. If you become part owner of a team, how about you hire Colin Kaepernick and make him a quarterback of the team that you be part owner of? How about that? You said, I mean, if you do that, I'll take my hat off to you and I'll recant everything I said. You said, I mean, I'm gonna make you put all that money you making where your mouth is. You said, I mean, all that money you making, put your money where your mouth is. All the millions of dollars you making from that NFL deal, I'm gonna call you out to put your money right where your mouth is. That's what I'm about to do. I mean, straight like that. You see what I mean? So yeah, I recant everything I said if you give Colin the job. Get him a job, because that man, he's a Pro Bowler, man. This dude is an all-star football player, and he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league that's ever been in the league. Excuse me. How y'all not gonna get this man a job? You know, and then look what they were doing. Look what police were doing to black people, man. It was so not right. So somebody had to stick up. Somebody had to say something, because these other dumb athletes not going to say nothing. So he's the only one who really stuck up. He's the only one that's willing to put his neck out on the line, and he got sacrificed for doing it. That's not right. It's wrong. Oh, that's just straight wrong. So Jay-Z, give him a job. You get Colin Kaepernick a job after you become part owner of a team. I would do a whole nother podcast, apologize for everything I just said. However, if you don't get him a job, not only am I gonna solidify what I said, I'm gonna make another podcast going in on you even harder than what I just did on this podcast. See what I mean? So yeah, so I had to share that, had to talk about that, and I want to talk about something else. Like I told you guys what I do. Katy Perry, another trending topic. Real talk with VladBrad. I have to throw that in. The real talk of VladBrad. So yeah, second trending topic of my podcast is Katy Perry and Josh Kloss. Katy. Wow, man, Katy, what's going on with you? What's going on, Katy? Here's the thing. I was a fan of Katy's, man, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm still kind of a fan of Katy Perry's. Still kind of a fan. When she made the song "Hot and Covered" when she first came out, we hot and you're cold, you're in and you're out, you're up and you're down, you're yes and you're no. I remember that video. I was like, that song. Oh, that's a really cool song, right? I was really feeling that song. I thought it was a really awesome song. Katy Perry. Oh, yay, right? But not only that, she made another song, "California Girls" with Snoop Dogg. A bunch of songs, man. Like, she did a bunch of songs, and she won like an insane amount of Grammys, all kind of MTV Music Awards. The girl's talented. She can sing. She's talented. She can sing, man. That's just what it is. However, Katy, and I hate to do this, Katy Perry, man, I hate to do this, right? But you were wrong, Katy. Katy, you were wrong. Okay, Josh Kloss, right? In the video Teenage Dream, the music video she did with the guy named Josh Kloss, after they made that music video, that sparked an actual romance. You see what I mean? Like, I guess, the chemistry was there, it sparked actual romance. And they dated outside the video. They had a relationship. However, during the video shoot, which I thought was kind of bizarre, and what he said that, like, when on the kissing scenes of the video shoot, like she would after the camera cut, after the director yelled cut, she wiped her mouth and said that was gross, like that was disgusting after she kissed this dude. Wow, man. To talk about insult to injury, right? Not only that, they were at a party in Glendale. They went to some kind of party in Glendale, some kind of get together. All their friends was there and everything else. And she pulled out his trousers for everybody to see. Like, she pulled his trousers out to expose his genitalia to everybody. You see what I mean? And when she did that, did that insinuating, trying to say, I guess he have a small penis or whatever. That was the whole point of her doing that. This dude went through all kind of ridicule with her, all kind of insults. He just bashed her and everything else. He did so much to really she did so much to really just like degrade this man. You know what I mean? And it's wrong, man. It wasn't right. So here's the thought about this, right? Again, let's assume this was a man doing this to a woman. Let's assume if this was a man, and everything I just stated to you that she did to this Josh Kloss fellow. Let's say it was the roles was reversed. Let's say it was a guy doing this to a female. He would have got castrated all in social media. Like, he would have got hung. He would have got his neck chopped off by everybody in social media. He would have been the scum of the earth. He would have been the scourge of society if it would have been a dude doing this to a female. You know what I mean? So, man, look, check this out. This is how I feel about this. Katy Perry, like, again, I think you deserve the same treatment. You deserve the same treatment as if you were a man. You see what I mean? Because the roles were reversed, it don't mean nothing. I think just because you're a female, you get no mercy. You get no kind of mercy. You get no kind of You get no kind of leniency, none of that. I think Katy Perry should get the same punishment that a man would get. You see what I mean? And that's just what it is, man, because in Josh Claus, bro, take her to court and sue her for everything you can get. I mean, here's what comes down to, Josh. And let's face it, and I think I did a YouTube thing about this. In fact, my last YouTube video upload I did about this. Let's face it, Josh Claus, you're broke. I mean, maybe you're not broke, but compared to Katy Perry, you're broke. You see what I mean? She's a multi-millionaire, bro. So based on the fact that she's a multi-millionaire, take her to court and sue her. And again, like, let's say, go sue her for mental anguish, defamation of character, get you a good attorney. Jacoby and Myers, if you will. I don't know if they even do that kind of lawsuits or whatever, but just get some kind of attorney that'll represent you. You see what I mean? Let's say, and again, mental anguish, defamation. You're traumatized, mentally, emotionally traumatized. You're damaged, mentally, emotionally damaged. So yeah, just bro, and then go say you want to sue her for $4 million. You see what I mean? Even if you sue her for $4 million, you're not going to get the whole $4 million. You probably settle out for like $300K. $400K you probably settle out for, but I mean, at least you'll get something. You see what I mean? So yeah, bro, take her to court and attack her, bro. Attack her. Like, I mean, go in on her. I mean, that's just and that's how I feel about that. So yeah, more the story with this. More the story. The moral is, if you're getting harassed or you're getting name called and you're getting insulted by somebody who have notoriety, you don't have to take that. You have rights. And man up and woman up. And don't let it happen to you. I mean, just, don't sell your soul for a jelly roll. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, and that's just what it is, man. Like, and that's how a lot of these gold diggers are. Like, they go through the same thing. Like, these women, these marrying these men, they go through the same thing and everything else. But I mean, gold digging is a job. And honestly, I think, here's my opinion on that, right? I think Josh Claus was gold digging. I think he was gold digging, and I think Katy Perry was on to him. And so she said, okay, you're going to work for this money. You're going to gold dig. You're going to work for this money. So she made him work for it. You see what I mean? And that's what she did. But here's what I would have did, right? Let's assume I was Josh Claus. First of all, I mean, look, straight like this, right? Let's assume she was me and she pulled my trousers out. First of all, she wouldn't have pulled my trousers out like that. You know why she wouldn't have pulled my trousers out? Because she wouldn't want no other female seeing what I got. She wouldn't want them to see that. That's what she wouldn't have wanted them to see. And if she would have pulled my trousers, like, oh yeah, keep pulling. I'd be like, go ahead, keep pulling. Go ahead, pull some more. You see what I mean? I mean, if that was me, if that was VladBrad, that's what I would have done. You see what I mean? And afterwards, what I would have done, after we would have went home, them tight pants that she wore in a Teenage Dream video, them tight booty pants that she was having in that video, I would have took her home and ripped them completely off. That's what I would have done. But I'm not going to go too much in detail of what I would have done. And, just use your imagination. You know what I mean? Because I want to keep it clean as possible. I don't want to get too, believe me, I don't want to, just use your imagination basically. But bottom line, Katy Perry, you're wrong. You're wrong. So then that's just what it is. So, that's covering the trending topics I was going to talk about with you guys. Covered all that. So now let's get into some actual social issues and let's get into some advice and stuff that I've been through, and let's get into some other topics. Let's get into some actual topics that I want to talk about with you guys. Now that the trending topic situation stuff is over with. Okay, I want to talk about these fake ballers. These fake ballers in urban communities. But see, here's the thing. They don't just affect the urban communities or the hoods. They affect all parts of society is what they do. And I'm going to tell you, and again, by fake baller, I'm talking about black people. You know what I mean? Because that's basically what it is. There's some white fake ballers out there too, though. There are, but mostly blacks. And the thing is, and the reason I'm talking about this is because I'm affected by it. Because if it didn't affect me, I wouldn't really too much talk about it, but I'm affected by the whole fake balling situation, so I'm gonna talk about it. And here's what it is, right? And I'm gonna tell you why I'm talking about it. Here's the thing. I'm not rich. You see what I mean? Yet. Right now, I'm not rich. Like, I'm not like, I think I'm trying to accomplish my goals. I'm shooting for the stars. You know what I mean? And I'm sharing a piece of my life with you guys in my podcast. I'm sharing a piece of my life with you guys. So that's why I'm doing this podcast right now. However, but yeah, I'm not rich. I'm not wealthy, if you will. So I'm a pretty modest dude right now at the time. So here's the thing. Like, I'm what you call, like, I'm a bargain shopper. I look for meal deals. I mean, when I go, if I go get some clothing, whatever it is I'm going to get, I'm trying to get some kind of deal, whether it's food, whether it's clothing, whether it's anything, whether it's get my car fixed, whatever the case may be. I'm definitely a bargain. You see what I mean? But if I was rich, if I was a multi-millionaire and whatever, I wouldn't have to bargain. You see what I mean? So here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? I went to I went to Popeyes, basically. I went to Popeyes, and this was before the sandwich, right? And this is, everybody trying to sandwich out, and the sandwich is delicious, extremely delicious, lines along everywhere the place. But I'm not here to do a food review. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to talk about the fake ballers. So, okay, on Tuesday, right? They have Taco Tuesdays. They have the Taco Tuesdays, and then, like, at chicken places, Popeyes being one of them, they give out was it $2 for a leg and a wing, or a thigh and a breast, like $1.50. It's under $2 for like 2 big pieces of chicken and everything else, right? So I said, okay, cool. I frequent Popeyes every so often. You know what I mean? I've been eating there since, I don't really go on Tuesdays like that. Usually the coupon, you download the app and you can use the coupons and everything else. And I'm a coupon guy. I'm definitely a coupon guy. Know that. So anyway, I'm going to Tuesday, right? To get this, I said, you know what? This meal deal, let me go get it. Since I'm not rich, since I'm not a baller. And for those you don't know who ballers is, a baller is a slang terminology for somebody who has a lucrative career. If you have a lucrative, successful career where you're making lots of money, you see what I mean? That's a slang terminology, a urban community slang terminology for baller. That's what a baller is. So yeah. But yeah, again, these fake ballers. So anyway, I try to go to the drive-thru, and this is on the Tuesday. This is before the sandwich. This is way before the sandwich. So I'm going in a drive-thru, right? And I see all these massively huge cars. Like, I see BMWs. I see the new Camaros with the engines. I see the new Camaros. I see Challengers. I see Audis. I see Mercedes Benz. I see big new Infinity trucks. I see, what else do I see? I don't see Teslas. I don't see Teslas. I'm not one Tesla. But you get to where I'm coming from, right? So, but that's why I see in all these cars. Black people in every single one of these cars. And here's the thing, right? Like, and this is how I feel. Straight up like this, right? Why you, I don't even know where to start with this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say what I'm saying. My mind is racing so fast that I have so much to say about this issue, this subject matter, that I'm trying to think of how to say it all in one time. But I'm gonna say it gradually, one at a time. Basically, here's what it is, right? If you're driving this big, massive, fancy car, why you at Popeyes getting a meal deal? You said, why are you getting some cheap chicken for $1.50 for big 2 pieces? And here's what you're thinking, right? You're thinking they're just trying to save money. They're trying to save money. Just because they have big cars and everything else, they're not trying to save money. They need to, they're trying to spend a dollar wise. That's why they got the big cars, because they're saving so much money. No. Here's the thing. If you gotta eat at any restaurant that's giving out meal deals, you can't afford the car to begin with. You see what I mean? You drive around these big expensive cars that you cannot afford, and out shopping for meal deals and cheap chicken. You see what I mean? And not only that, again, like, let's say I go to like a cheap gas station, because here's the thing, right? I go to a cheap gas station because I don't have a big expensive vehicle. You see what I mean? But when I get to these cheap gas stations with this cheap gas, guess what I see? I see Audis. I see BMWs. I see Mercedes Benz. I see Infinity trucks. I see Cadillac Escalades. You see what I mean? I see all that at these cheap gas stations. And here's what you guys don't realize, right? You guys are so stupid. You guys don't have your priorities mixed up. You look like bozos. You guys look like bozos behind wheels. Drive, and then you had a window all the way down so you could be seen. Like, you know what I mean? Like, look, I mean, just look at yourself. Look how stupid you look. You know what I mean? And I'm going to tell you something that's more, like, again, big, expensive cars, big, massively expensive cars like that, they require big, massive, expensive gas. You see what I mean? Because the thing about it is this. If you have a big, expensive car and you're putting cheap gas in it, over time it's going to wear your engine down. Because them cars the gas have lead in it. They have all kind of lead and everything else. And that lead is going to build up and it's going to cause sludge in your engine. It's going to cause sludge in your engine eventually. So you're really losing out. You'll be saving more money if you got some expensive gas. Go to a Chevron, a Techron, go somewhere there. You said, I mean, you'd be saving more money if you actually did that than going to a cheap gas station. But y'all too stupid to even realize that. You too stupid. You too stupid, too naive. You don't have priorities right to even realize that. You see what I mean? And yeah. So and here's what you're saying. So what if they go to a cheap gas station and get the expensive gas? What if they get what if they get premium gas here's the thing. You can go to a cheap gas station and get premium unleaded at a cheap gas station. It still has lead in it. It still has lead and it's still going to mess your engine up because it's cheap gas, regardless of the fact. You see what I mean? So, but y'all priorities just all wrong, man. And then you have these big cars and you're living in them too. A lot of times you're living in them. Here's the thing. If you're going to eating cheap chicken and you're going to cheap gas stations, eating cheap chicken, going to cheap gas stations, downsize. Get you a Mazda. Get you a Hyundai. You know what I mean? Stop caring what people think about what you look like in a vehicle. You see what I mean? Stop chasing cars. And that's how it is with black folk, man, that I've been seeing these, like they'll go and want to get these big expensive cars and when they can't afford them, can't afford the car notes and everything else just to look good in it and drive around with the window down so they can be seen. You see what I mean? Like you look like a bull. When I see that, I say, here's what I say to myself when I see you guys. I say, a straight bozo. You like a straight bozo. And here's the thing about it too. I'm gonna tell you something else I do. Here's another thing about it too, right? Real talking VladBrad. Straight like that. Anyway, here's another thing, right? They're thinking individual minded. Like they think they're the only ones that thinking that. Like, right? Like let's say my name is Marcus, right? Let's say my name is Marcus. And here's what Marcus thinking. Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. I'm about to go get me the new Denali. I'm gonna go get me the new Benz. And yeah, I can't afford it. I'm gonna live in it, but I'm gonna look good. I'm gonna be looking good up in it. Oh, you females too. You females the same way, same exact way. You see what I mean? Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm gonna bite y'all heads off just like I'm biting these dudes' heads off, straight like that. So yeah, anyway, back to Marcus. Yeah, I'm gonna get the new Infinity truck. I'm gonna get the new Cadillac Escalade on 28 rims. That's what I'm gonna get. You see what I mean? And here's the thing, right? Marcus think he's the only one that's thinking that way. He think he's the only one in the world with that thought process. He think he's the only one. Marcus, I'm gonna give you an eye opener, bro. Eye opener to the world. Guess what? You're not the only guy to think that. You're not the only black dude in the urban community /hood that think that way. You see what I mean? Look around you, Marcus. Look around. Look at everybody driving big Infinity trucks, BMW, Mercedes Benz, and Audis and everything else. And the Cheyenne truck. Don't let me forget the Cheyenne trucks. Don't let me forget those. You see what I mean? They're driving these big foreign European cars that they can't afford. You're not the only one. Look around you. Look at all the other black dudes in the cars that's doing the same thing, and these SUVs doing the same exact thing you're doing. You're not the only one. You see what I mean? So yeah, dude. And yeah, and these women too. Oh, don't get me started on these black women that do that too. And they have this superiority complex. Oh my God. Like say for example, you come at a stop sign, right? I mean, not even. Let's say you're driving down a residential street. You're driving down a residential street, right? And then you come at a stop sign. And you know, let's say somebody's on the left hand side and the right hand side, right? Obviously, the person on the right hand side has a right of way, whatever. And don't let it be a black female driving a big SUV truck. Don't let her be in a Mercedes Benz truck and she's gonna wave her hand to wave you to go first, and she's gonna look agitated, like she want to get a sense of self-validation, a sense of superiority. That's what she does. She feeling like she's superior somehow. You see what I mean? So she's gonna wave you to go first, feeling herself, thinking that she's some kind of boss. Knock it off. Knock it the hell off. You see what I mean? You driving a big SUV, you can't afford it either, girl. Knock it off. You see what I mean? Like, that's just, you guys are bozos, you guys are clowns, you look stupid. You know what I mean? Downsize and get you something that you can afford. That way, if you get you something you can afford, then you can legitimately get the cheap gas. You can legitimately buy the meal deals and buy the cheap chicken. You see what I mean? You can legitimately do that. Stop driving these big expensive cars that you can't afford and driving them in these fast food joints getting meal deals. Knock it off. You know what I mean? You say, dude, how can you tell they get meal deals? How can you tell? You know what? Better yet, they drive to like a, and this is how you can tell, because the line is super duper long. If the line is super duper long, that's because the food that's being sold is real cheap. That's what it is. You see what I mean? So, you guys are clowns. You guys are bozos. You look real stupid. And that's just what it is, man. I mean, you guys need to knock it off. Stop with the fake flossing. Stop with the fake ballery. Knock it off. You look stupid. And I hope, please share this with people who you know that's like that. Please share this with them. You see what I mean? Because here's the thing, right? I think people not putting them on blast. But with my podcast, again, I have the most rawest, most realest podcast ever that you can only find on KBLP LLC. And that's just what it is. You see what I mean? So yeah. Please knock it off. I have so much more I can say about that subject matter. I have so much more I can say about it, but that's pretty much what I'm going to say for now, because I'm going to move on to my other subject matter. And I'm going to share experience that happened with me with you guys. Okay, I was talking about online gaming, right? Online gaming. I got to talk about that because you have some. Be careful who you play, online games with and everything else, and understand this, because now with these apps and everything else, you download a game and a lot of times or an app, or if you play a game, you get a bunch of pop-ups from other games. I mean, it's really all about money. I don't know. I mean, it's for these games and these apps. They're trying to make $1. They're trying to make money. They're fiending for money. That's why so many pop-ups come up in your. And all of us are guilty of it. All of us play some kind of game online or something. We all guilty of it. But you notice how when you play these games, when you play them, you get like about 10 to 15 to 50 pop-ups every single time you're trying to play the game. Like before the game load or before it's played, a bunch of pop-ups pop up just trying to get you to download another game. You see what I mean? Because the more you download the game, if you download the game of the pop-up, whoever created that app or whatever, they get paid from it. You see what I mean? So that's why they pop up so much. It's all a scam. Really, it's all scams. People are desperate. They need money. They're fiending for money. So they create the stuff. Even those who are well off fiend for money. People who are well off and making pretty good money, they even fiend for money. You see what I mean? So that's basically what it's about and everything else. So, be careful. But that ain't the focal point of what I'm talking about online gaming. First off, I want to shout out one of my fellow KBLP LLC podcasters. I want to shout Michelle out. Ever so often, I play with Michelle. We play a game. This word game. I forgot the name of it. Crap. It's a really fun game. It's very addictive. And Michelle, she's so skilled, man. I mean, she's an awesome player, man. I mean, I can play with her all day, given the opportunity. Shout out to you, Michelle. You're awesome. I mean, the way you play. I mean, you're just so articulate and just so quick with those words. Cause you have like a minute to like try to come up with a bunch of words, and they give you some letters to try to they randomly put letters in a box for you to try to find the words in, and you reckon your brain. Okay, let me spell this word. Okay, let me do it. Like it's difficult, man. I mean, because you're under pressure, but at the same time, it exercises your brain. That's the only kind of the games I usually play online is the kind of game that exercises your brain. But Michelle, she's really good at it. She's really good. And shout out to you, Michelle. You're awesome. Okay, with that being said, there's another game that I play. in this game, it's called chess, right? I play chess online. So I'm gonna tell you guys a situation that happened. I'm gonna share a story with you guys. This happened like not even a week ago. I played this online game, this chess online game, and the reason I'm sharing this story with you guys is because I hope you guys can learn from my experience, and I'm gonna share some words of wisdom with you guys, some real words of wisdom. So anyway, I play this game ever so often, and the reason why I play this game because they have different how do you say stages you move up and you get a trophy, right? And depending on what your trophy looks like, it determines your skill set. Like you start off with a pawn meaning you're a novice, you're not that good. But if you win a certain amount of games, you got to win at least, you got to get 100 points or whatever. Once you get your 100 points, you move up to a golden pawn. And once you get another 100 points, like you move up to different leagues. What I'm trying to say, you move up to different leagues in this, and then you become like after you get the pawn, you get the knight, then a golden knight. That's how it goes. You keep moving up and up and up. The more games you win, you move up, and you move up to a different league. Now I'm trying to get to the master league because I'm a pretty good chess player, and I'm trying to get that master king trophy. Now I am a king. I'm in league. I think it's 12 leagues. I'm in league 11. Once you get to that 12th league, that means you're a master chess player in the league. Anyway, so you got to win your games to move up from the league. I do this in my spare time. A lot of times I'll play that game. And, but here's the thing. They implemented into the game. The people who created the game, they put these different emojis in the game, right? Like, the emojis, happy, sad, with the glasses on and they're crying and different emojis and the angry emojis. They put that in the game where people can utilize those emojis, right? Which I think is a stupid option. It's a stupid, ridiculous option to have because just play the game, right? So anyway, and I'm glad I experienced this and I'm glad I'm sharing this with you guys. As good as I am in a game, I don't win every game. Of course, I lose games sometimes. I win most of my games, but there's times that I do lose. And you play random people all over the world. You know what I mean? You play random people all over the world in this game and everything else. So you don't know who you're gonna play. It's just like just choose your opponents randomly. Sometimes you play people. I could play somebody way in Singapore, and I'm here in Los Angeles, California. Or I could play somebody way in China. You see what I mean? And I'm here in Los Angeles. Or sometimes I can play somebody in California. It all depends. But here's what happens ever so often. Let's say if I make a mistake, right? And that's the whole thing. You're trying to play your best game and not make a mistake. But the objective is to capitalize on your opponent's mistake. That's the whole objective of the game, right? If your opponent make a mistake, then you just capitalize on it and it gives you an advantage to win the game. Or put you in a position to potentially win the game for that matter. So anyway, let's say if you make a mistake, right? And a lot of times when I'm playing, my opponents make mistakes when I'm playing, and I rarely make mistakes. That's why I win so many games, right? But sometimes I do make mistakes. However, like let's say for example, I don't ever send emojis to people. Like I don't do that. You know what I mean? Like the emoji pop up on the screen or whatever. I don't do that. I think it's juvenile and I think it's a coward thing to do because do that in my face. Like I don't do that unless I wouldn't do that at all. But if I had to do it, I'd rather do it in your face. That way they give you the option if you want to react to me or not in my face. And that's just a virtuous character of mine. That's just a virtue that I have. I'm not a coward at all. I'm not in the slightest bit. So anyway, there's been times I made mistakes, right? And like mostly if I'm playing, and I'm just going to keep it real. I'm just going to keep it 100% completely real. A lot of times I'm playing people that are in Mexico. And it's random. Or I'm playing people like in one of those third world countries out in like, one of them Arabic countries or like one of them countries like in India, them places like that. Sometimes I'm playing people, in them countries. And again, it's random. And when you play them, and like if I make a mistake, they'll send a laughing emoji. And they'll keep sending it, and then they'll do a crying emoji. Like they keep sending the crying emojis at me. I'm like, okay, why? Like, what's the whole point of that? Like, why do you even do that? You see what I mean? And the thing about it is, I think it's juvenile. I think it's stupid. I think people who do that are cowards. You see what I mean? Because here's the thing. don't add insult to injury. And it's just a game, bro. Like, you don't got to do all that. And I think the people who created the game, that did the emojis at the game, they knew that's what they created it for. Here's my goal. My goal to that game is this. I want to get that master rank, then I'm going to delete it. You see what I mean? I want to get that master trophy, and I'm one trophy away from it. Once I get that master trophy, I'm completely delete that app completely. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to put yourself in a position to suffer mental anguish and anger. You know what I mean? You don't want to do that. So here's a story I want to share with you guys. Again, that's what happened, right? That's what happened. People send the emojis, the crying emoji and the laughing emojis at me all the, when I make the mistake, because your profile picture is your Facebook profile picture, and they can see what you look like. You see what I mean? And it just gives your first name. It just has your first name on there and your profile picture, right? So when they do that and they send them crying emojis. For all you guys that are like that, you guys are cowards. You guys are punks. That's what you guys are. But you know why? Because you're not gonna do it in my face. And the thing is, you don't do it, and the people you do it to, you're not gonna do it in their face. You know what I mean? Let's say if we were playing, I'm gonna be completely real with you. I'm gonna be completely 100% straight out with you. Let's say you were sitting across the table from me and you had a chessboard in front of me, right? Let's say we were sitting playing in person. Let's say you're playing in person, right? Let's say, better yet, let's say not even a chess, but let's say we playing on our phone in person. Let's say we playing on the app and we're sitting across from each other playing on the app, right? Let's say we play on the app, you're doing it in person, and you send that laughing emoji and that crying emoji. I'm going to knock the chessboard over and I'm going to sock you dead in your mouth. That's what I'm going to do. You see what I mean? I'm going to punch you dead in your mouth as hard as I can, and I'm going to beat the living dog crap out of you. You see what I mean? And that's how you know and they know that till they're not going to do it. That's why they don't do it in person, because they know they cowards and they weak. That's why they don't, and that's why they're not going. That's why they do over. That's either e-thug. That's what I call it. They're e-thugging. You know what I mean? They know they somewhere safe and you can't get to them, so that's why that's what cowards do. And that's the thing. Some people have virtue, but a lot of people don't have virtues. Most people are scumbags and they dirt bags and they're cowards. You see what I mean? But I'm glad I experienced this. So anyway, I'm gonna share something that really happened, right? Again, this was like less than a week ago. I was playing this black dude with dreadlocks. It was a black dude, and I forgot the dude now. His name was something T. I think his name was something T. Anyway, I have his name. It was in a phone. So he had one of them original names that a first name, like, and that hardly ever nobody had. I forgot the dude's name, but it was an original name. It was a name that I've never seen before. So it was this black dude. He was a rank under me and everything. We were playing for a long time, and then he sent a emoji at me in the beginning of the game, like with glasses on, with shades on. I didn't send no emojis back because I don't do that. And I said, that's pretty awkward. Black men usually don't do that. I play plenty of black dudes online. Black dudes usually don't send emojis out. And I'm just keeping it real. A lot of times and you know what? Black dudes usually don't, and white dudes usually don't do that, based on my experience, for the most part. But like the ones that are in Russia and them other countries, like people who are like in the third world countries or whatever, in different parts of Europe, the white dudes, they do it. I've seen them do it. But the ones that here in America, they usually don't do that. They just play the game out, and no emojis be exchanged during the gameplay. You know what I mean? But again, a lot of times in Mexico, a lot of Mexicans do it. A lot of people from India do it. And they send them emojis out and they think it's funny. But again, if you were sitting across from me, I'll sock you dead in your mouth. You see what I mean? And that's just what I would do, because it's juvenile and it's stupid. Anyway, back to the story. This black dude with dreadlocks. It was a dark black dude. Based on his picture, he had dreadlocks, whatever. And I made a mistake. I mean, I was winning. For the most part, I was winning and whatever. And I made a mistake and I gave up my queen in the game. For those you know about chess, the queen is the most powerful piece on the board. So I gave up my queen on accident. And when I gave my queen up, the dude starts sending laughing emojis at me. Laughing emojis and crying emojis. So I left the game. Because they have a game. They have it where you could just leave the game and surrender. It's called surrender. You can just surrender the game and just leave the game. So I surrendered, left the game, and I looked his name up. I looked the dude name up, and Sure enough, his picture popped up, and the dude lived in Pomona, California. I'm a blast. He lived out in Pomona, California. Now, I'm out here in Los Angeles, California. For me, Pomona is like about a good 40-minute drive. I've been to Pomona plenty of times. I drove out there plenty of times. So anyway, I hit this dude up in his DM. You know, the Facebook Messenger DM. I'm not going to say exactly how I said it because I don't want to use profane language on this podcast. But basically, I went in his DMs and I said, hey, I'm the dude who just got finished playing that chess game. I think you nothing but beep, 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 beep. You effing beep. Like I would just went in on him. And then he went back in. Oh, F you this, that. So, we going back and forth, whatever. And you know, again, I'm not going to say exactly what I said, but I'm going to put it in a nice way. I'm going to put it as nice as possible. I basically said this. I'll come see you. I'll come and see you. We can do this in person if you want to. You live in Pomona. I know exactly where you at. You said, I mean, I said, you a coward. You a dirtbag coward for sitting. I mean, that's what cowards do. That's what you guys do. You said, I mean, and, he said, okay, you can come see me, this and that. You can do that. He said, he told me he gonna slay me. You gonna get slayed. I said, is that right? Okay. I'm gonna put your slaying to the test. I said, no, I'm gonna put your slaying to the test. Let's see if you can slay me in that. I'm gonna come out to where you at. So here's what I did. You know, they have the option to where they have the option where you can call on Facebook Messenger and you know, they have like a little ring. I'm sure you guys all know about it. You know, to make that noise. I hit him up. I called him and he didn't answer. I said, exactly. That's what I thought, you faggot. Lord, excuse me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. So that's what I thought. Said, I mean, he didn't answer the phone. Like he just let it ring and didn't answer. And I called him a few times. I said, that's what I thought, you buster. You're a buster is what you are. That's why you didn't answer. That's what you cowards do. You guys send emojis through games, but when it comes to stepping up, you ain't gonna fight like a man. You're not gonna step up like a man and really handle business. You see what I mean? So I was really mad about that, and it took me completely out of my character. So here's the thing, and I'm gonna share this with you guys too, right? I'm gonna share this with you guys. Let's assume, right, that I did get to this dude. Let's assume I got to him and I was able to punch his lights out and everything else. Like, here's the thing, and I'm glad I'm sharing this with you guys because, even if I was to punch his lights out and I was able to get to this dude, it's not going to solve anything. And I'm going to tell you why. Yeah, I would have got my revenge on him. But, and like, the thing about it, there's so many of them out in the world. There's so many people like that out in this world. And it's sad that it's like that, but that's just what it is. And let's assume that, I'm going to take it even further. Let's assume that I had magical powers, right? Let's assume that I had, like I was Samantha from Bewitched, like I had her powers, right? Or better yet, let's say I was like Houdini, I don't know, somebody with magical powers. Let's say I could snap my fingers and bring that person right in front of me. As soon as they send me an emoji, as soon as they send me a crying emoji or a laughing emoji in the game, and when I make a mistake, let's say I snap my fingers and have them right in front of me, and I can punch it like I can sock their lights out. You know, I can cave their teeth in with my fist, right? Let's assume I did that. I'll be doing it so much, and it's still not going to solve the problem. I'm going to tell you why it's not going to solve the problem, because I'll be doing a whole lot of punching, a whole lot of fighting. You see what I mean? A whole lot of beating these dudes up. But here's one thing I have to understand, and for those of you also have to understand. They were here before I came. Them coward, them scumbag, them weasels. They were here before I was born. They'll be here when I'm gone. You see what I mean? There are millions of them out in the world. They're cowards. They're cowards. They have no backbone. They have no virtue. They have no kind of principles about them. And that's just what it is. You see what I mean? You have a lot of people who have principles. Like example, I was watching this YouTube video, right? I'll give you another prime example. I was watching a YouTube video a couple weeks ago. It was this kid pretending to be blind, and he was handing people a $50 bill, saying, "Excuse me, can I have some change? Can you give me change for a $5?" But really, he had a $50 bill. Do you not know most people was taking this kid's $50 bill and giving him change for a $5? You see what I mean? And he's supposed to be, the kid is pretending to be blind. You see what I mean? That's the type of dirtbags that you're surrounded by in this world. That just is what it is. Now, let's say if it was me. Let's say if it was me, right? And there was a blind kid asked me for change for a $5, and he gave me a 50. I said, "Hey kid, check it out. This is a $50 bill. You give me too much money." In fact, I'll give, here you go. Take the changes. Go about your business. Go. I'm good. Go keep the change, kid. I'm good. You see what I mean? That's what I would say to him. I wouldn't even take his money. He's at all. I would just give him the changes. You know, that's just me. You know what I mean? But most people, and by most people, men, because it's not too many women like, there's women like that too, but it's mostly men. And it's mostly men who don't have, mostly men who have weak genetics, who are on the bottom of the totem pole in the genetic gene pool. Is most of them kind of men. You see what I mean? So anyway, we'll take this kid's money and take this blind kid's $50 bill and give him change for a $5 and walk away. You know, that's what dirtbags do. So my point is this: when you playing online gaming with people, a lot of times, just know the type of dirtbaggery you're going to deal with, you know, and don't let it get to you. Because here's the thing, right? Let's say you're a flower. You're like flower surrounded by a bunch of weeds. You see what I mean? Let's say a flower grew amongst weeds, right? Let's say you're a flower, you're growing among, and that's just what it is. Let's say let's say in the lawn, a lawn of 100 weeds, right? And it's like there's about six flowers out of the hundreds of weeds, or 6 flowers. Let's say one weed, right? One weed offended that flower or did something to the flower. Let's say the flower attacked that weed. The flower did something to the flower, retaliated on that one weed. Guess what? You have a whole lot of weeds you're surrounded by. You see what I mean? And if you keep trying to retaliate on the weeds as a flower, you're going to become a weed yourself. You see what I mean? That's what's going to end up happening to you. So you got to learn how to don't let them dirtbags get to you, and you keep pushing. Don't let them get to you, and you keep pushing. Same in the workplace. In fact, I said I wasn't even going to talk about this subject matter. I don't want to talk about this right now anyway. Same with the workplace. You have a lot of people in positions of authority, right? Especially black people, but not just black people, other people too. And if you're working, right, they have this superiority complex where they feel like they gotta put you through hell, or they gotta make your life miserable because they're your supervisor somehow. You know what I mean? And the thing is that the only place they feel important is at work. That's the only place they feel important. They feel like, okay, I'm at work. I'm important because I'm at work, and they want to boss you around, because in the real world they're not bossing nobody around. You see what I mean? So they got to come. I'm glad I'm not in a position. I'm not in that kind of position. I thank God that, my employment, I don't have to deal with supervisors who walk around with a chip on their shoulder, act like they have to boss everybody around. They just make the world a horrible place. And that's what they do. So yeah. So back to the subject matter. If you're in a situation, an online game, and you like me playing chess, and they send emojis and stuff at you, just ignore them and don't let it get to you, because still be the good flower that you are. Don't let these dirtbag weeds get to you. You see what I mean? Because they're scumbags. They have no life and everything else, and they're miserable. And misery loves company. They don't want you to be miserable like them. They want to drag you down to the gutter with them if they can. So definitely take heed to what I said, and I'm glad I was able to share that with you guys. I already been keeping you guys for too long now. I was going to talk about slow service and empty restaurants. I have so much I want to say about that, but I'm going to talk about that on my next podcast. Remember, I said I'm going to talk about that on my next one. I was going to talk about it on this one, but I'm going to save that to my next podcast, because I kept you guys long enough. So what I usually do right here. Oh yeah. We out of time. We out of time. Thank you guys for rocking with me. On my YouTube is The World of VladBrad.
Most dope.
What else? My Instagram is VladBrad_world_1. My handle for my Facebook is Zach Morrison. So with that being said, I am gone.
I feel like $1 million, but my money don't really feel like I do. And from the ground I built my own damn buzz. People was amazed I was still in high school, but now I'm out. And money what I'm about, trying to get so much that I can't keep count. New kicks give me cushion like whoopee. Keep a smile